Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're peeling back the layers on something that sounds simple, but is, well, pretty powerful. A really well-crafted daily routine. And we're focusing specifically on freelance work, looking at a graphic designer's a very structured day.
Yeah, our source material for this is this fantastic first-person account, super detailed. It's got the habits, the tiny details, even, the specific words they use. Our mission here is really to pull out the key insights, kind of give you a shortcut to understanding how these intentional routines can boost productivity and balance.
Exactly. And it's not just what this designer does, right? We're really digging into the why.
Yeah.
Why do these habits, which might seem ordinary, actually lead to better focus, that feeling of accomplishment? We'll look at the choices they make all day long, how they tackle things like information overload or that work-life blur.
Okay, let's get into it. So the designer admits they're not really a morning person, but somehow they've managed to skip the snooze button at 7 a.m. That first push, just sit up, stretch, deep breath. Yeah, and what's really key, right after getting up, making the bed. Takes like 2 minutes, apparently, but it gives this immediate, tangible feeling of accomplishment.
Just from making the bed.
Totally. It's not just tidiness, it's what you might call a keystone habit. It's like a small win. Securing that first little victory uses the small wins effect. You get a little dopamine boost, builds momentum, confidence for the bigger stuff later. It's like training your brain, to look for and feel good about getting things done right from the get-go.
That's a really strong start. So, okay, they've got that win. What's the next move to, build on that?
Right. So after that quick win, it's a quick wash, brush teeth, fast shower. They're not messing around, which kind of hints at their discipline with time. Then straight to the kitchen. Breakfast is consistent.
Good.
Coffee, 2 boiled eggs, toast, maybe some fruit.
Okay, and while eating, they're not just zoning out. They're checking emails, looking at a to-do list and a notebook. What's the thinking there? More than just tasks, right? How does that set up the workday?
Oh, yeah, it's critical. It's like a pre-work ritual. They actually say they feel more focused when they know exactly what's on the docket. It's not just the list itself. It's this intentional pre-flight check, getting mentally ready before diving into the design work. So around 8 a.m., they ease in. Lighter stuff, first emails, organizing files, warming up the focus, basically.
Gotcha. Then by 9 a.m., it sounds like they're fully in the zone. Photoshop, Illustrator, working on social media posts, logos, banners, all that creative stuff.
Yeah.
But staying focused like that, especially at a desk, that takes effort. How do they handle the physical side, avoid just burning out or getting sore?
Right. That's where this simple but really effective strategy comes in. They set a timer. Every hour they stretch. These aren't long breaks. Just stand up, roll the shoulders, maybe walk around the apartment for a few minutes.
Oh, okay.
And it's not just about feeling better physically. They specifically say it's to stay productive. It's proactive, dealing with energy and focus before fatigue hits. Classic micro breaks boosting, macro productivity.
Makes sense. Around 11:20 a.m., there's a snack, yogurt, granola, nuts, light stuff, and Zoom meetings, if any, happen before lunch. But one detail that caught my eye, wearing a simple shirt, brushing their hair, even though they're home. Why do that? Seems small.
It does seem small, but it's actually a pretty powerful psychological trick, self-signaling. The designer says it helps them feel more professional, more confident. By keeping up that professional appearance, even just for themselves, they're using something called enclothed cognition. Basically, the clothes you wear can actually influence how you think and perform.
Really?
Yeah, it helps them shift mentally into work mode, creates that boundary, that identity shift, which is so needed when your home is also your office. It's a solid strategy for remote workers, helps with focus and feeling capable.
That's fascinating. So for our listener, what are some other little ways people could create those mental boundaries? Like building on that idea when home and work are the same place.
Exactly. It could be anything, really. Maybe having specific work shoes you only wear at your desk, or even just using a different chair for work versus relaxing. The main idea is having some kind of cue that tells your brain, okay, it's work time now. This designer just happens to use the act of dressing.
Right. Okay, so moving towards midday.
Yeah.
Lunch break also sounds pretty disciplined. 12:30 p.m., simple, healthy lunch, chicken salad, tuna sandwich. What's the strategic reason they avoid heavy meals?
It's all about maintaining energy for the afternoon. They explicitly avoid stuff that leads to that food coma, that sleepy feeling.
Yeah, the post-lunch slump.
Exactly. The goal isn't just fuel, it's optimal fuel for keeping performance up. And what's also interesting is that lunch isn't just about eating. They watch a short documentary or listen to a motivational podcast. So, feeding the body and the mind. Then, tidy the kitchen straight away, reinforces that sense of order again.
Okay, and after lunch, around 1:15 p.m., if the weather's good, a 20-minute walk outside, headphones on, audiobooks or music. They call it a break for energy, clearing the mind. Sounds very intentional.
Oh, absolutely. A deliberate reset. By 1:45 p.m., they're back at the desk. And they describe these afternoon hours as their most productive for the bigger, more focused projects.
And that's not by chance, it sounds like.
Not at all. They consciously avoid social media, phones on silent, water bottle nearby to stay hydrated. It's a systematic effort, really.
Yeah.
Minimize distractions, protect that cognitive energy during their peak time.
And if focus starts to dip, if they get tired or distracted, they use the Pomodoro technique. Can you break that down quickly? How does it work? Why is it effective here?
Sure. The Pomodoro technique, it's a time management method. Basically, you work in really focused bursts, 25 minutes on, then a short, 5-minute break.
Okay.
This structure, this rhythm of work, break, it's not just about stopping burnout. It's actually proven to help fight mental fatigue and keep you focused on complex stuff, helps you stay engaged without feeling, totally swamped, creates a steady pace. They also mention handling client feedback quickly, keeps things moving, avoids those bottlenecks.
Right. So, fast forward to the evening,
Right.
6:00 p.m. They do something crucial.
Mm-hmm.
Close the laptop, mentally switch off some work. This isn't just symbolic, is it? What's the real importance of that transition for a freelancer?
Oh, it's absolutely critical, especially, like we said, when home is the office. Creating that clear boundary between work and personal life, they explicitly say it's very important.
Makes sense.
Without a commute to physically separate things, it's just too easy for work to bleed into everything else. It leads to burnout. So
Yeah.
that mental unplugging, it's a conscious choice. It's about allowing for real psychological recovery so they're not constantly on. It's self-preservation, really.
And that shift isn't just mental. After closing the laptop, it's back to moving, stretching, some yoga, maybe another walk. Seems like another intentional release after sitting.
Precisely. Then dinner, around 7:00 p.m. This sounds like it becomes a bit of a ritual for them. They actually enjoy cooking, try new recipes, light a candle, put on some soft jazz. Yeah, it's not just eating. It's framed as a cherished moment, a way to consciously relax, engage the senses, slow down. That ritual really helps cement the switch off from work, marks the move into personal time.
After dinner, it's cleaning up again that pattern of order, making chamomile tea, relaxing on the couch, Netflix, a book. And sometimes if they have energy, journaling or planning for the next day,
Yeah.
it really shows how purpose-driven the whole day is structured.
Totally. And the wind down for bed around 9:30 p.m., warm shower, pajamas, and consciously putting the phone away before sleep, reading or listening to calming sounds instead. The goal is being in bed by 10:30 p.m., calm mind, grateful heart. They even have this little mantra, you did your best today, tomorrow's a new start. It's just a very intentional, calming end to the day. So yeah, pulling it all together.
What this Designer's Day shows us is really a masterclass in intentionality. The power of small, consistent actions, from using that small wins effect with the bed making to the enclosed cognition for getting mentally ready.
The Pomodoro for focus, and that absolutely crucial, deliberate unplugging from work. Every little piece seems to have a purpose behind it. The big themes are definitely the impact of these micro habits and specific techniques, all working together for productivity, well-being, and importantly, that separation between work and life.
It really does make you think about your own day, your own patterns, doesn't it? And even if you're not a freelance graphic designer, these principles apply pretty much universally. Structuring your day with some intention, building in breaks that actually recharge you, creating those boundaries, even subtle ones, between work and personal stuff. It's not about being rigid, maybe just more mindful. So here's something for you to think about, maybe chew on a bit. This designer treats dinner like a little ritual, ends the day feeling grateful. What personal rituals could you maybe introduce or reinforce in your own day? What small intentional things could you weave in to maybe boost your focus, cut down on stress, or just bring a bit more calm or purpose to your hours?
Yeah, ultimately, this whole deep dive is maybe an encouragement to see your own routine less as just a series of tasks you have to get through, and more like a canvas, something you can intentionally design to shape how you feel and how you perform, every single day.